What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Nutrien with the ticker symbol NTR. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So let's take a look at the daily chart for NTR. This is the first time I've ever seen this stock, and the first time I looked at the chart. So I'm just taking a quick look at it. And a lot of times when you look at a chart, you can have a good quick first impression of it. So the first impression is that, okay, well, it looks like it had made a top back here at the 116 level back here in April of 2022. So it's already been 2 years since it made that high, that all-time high, and it's been going down ever since. Basically, it looks like it's going down to almost where it started. It's basically very close to its IPO range area. And it could be going all the way to the all-time low. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll analyze the chart. But basically, that's been going on. A range pattern since IPO for a few years, a drop down, a nice bull market for a few years, and now it's been a bear market for a few years. So we have three market cycles all in one chart. We have a range, we have an uptrend, and we have a downtrend. There's nothing else out there in terms of market structure. Or, this is the top three market structures: range, trend, or technically just two: range and a trend. But if you want to be more specific, a range, uptrend, and a downtrend. So anyway, let's take a look at the daily chart since it's been dropping. You can see that it's been making lower lows, lower highs, mostly staying below the EMA. Do I see a measure move target in play? Let's take a look at that. This one leg down right here. This is the second leg. Target was reached right over here. So target was reached right over here. We saw a decent sized bounce, but the bearish momentum is still very strong, and it looks like it wants to drop down lower. So that tells me you could be making a larger measure move target, something like that. And if you drag it from the highs, that takes it to very low price levels, around the $5 level. I don't think it's going to get there, but that is the target in play, something like this. You see that you combine the two legs now, you drag it down. Target is, sub $10. So will I think it can get there? Well, it's headed there. I don't know if it can get there or not. We'll take a look at a more maybe near term target just to be more accurate. The more near term, the more accurate it is. So this is all one leg right here. And if I clone this, this is the second leg. And this one's probably going to be a little bit more realistic as of right now at the $40 level. So it looks like it's headed to that $39, $40 level as of right now. So again, the momentum is pretty strong towards the downside. You can see that this fits pretty good. Let me go and make it a little bit more accurate. Let me clone this, drag up to the high, place it right there. So a little bit higher. So right around the 39.66 is the measure move target towards the downside. As of right now, bears definitely have the dominance on the chart. You can see that price is below the trend lines. We can probably even draw a channel off of the swing highs right here, something like that. So overall, still trending down. In the meantime, in the very short term, we could see. Actually, yeah, this looks pretty bearish because price it broke through this double bottom right here. So there was a nice triple bottom. You can say double bottom right over here. This made the triple bottom. So this was prior support at the 48.94. Then price went up, found resistance, went down, went up, found resistance. Now it's going back down. So this looks like it's now resistance at the high $40 level, and is headed down lower. So overall bearish, looking for lower prices, and may come down to that 2020 low maybe in the future if this trend cannot slow down and reverse. What would make me change my mind about this chart? Well, first I want to see price get back above the high 40s, so back to the $50 level, and then I want to see it break this channel. So if you can break this line over here, that's a very good sign. So as long as we're still below the channel or trend line, the bearish momentum is still strong. So in the meantime, is going to be most likely headed lower in the short term and long term. If the trend does change in the short term, you want to see it get back above the $50 level and maintain that momentum to break this bullish trend line or this bearish trend line. And if it does, there's a good chance we can see a sustainable uptrend longer term. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Let's go back to the daily chart real quick. I want to take a look at something. So since the price has been dropping, the earnings report has been reflecting that for the most part. Looks like a couple earnings report were decent, but still missing on the revenue. But even if the earnings report is good or not, it doesn't matter because it's what the price does at the end of the day, right? Like, would you want a company killing earnings and revenue but still dropping? I mean, I'm pretty sure you would rather not. You'd rather have a company that is missing but continues to go up. Like, who cares at the end of the day or what people believe? Because you don't know what people believe to buy the stock, right? You might think, oh, it's a good earnings, it should go up, but is that the case all the time? No, it's not. So you don't know what people are thinking. But when people look at the price chart, it hits you, right? It's reality. It's what people really are paying for it at the end of the day. If the market stopped right now or it never traded again, this would be the value of the company, right? 47.68, $24 billion. So this would be the price I believe we would have to pay to take ownership of this company. So maybe not all of it, maybe a partial buyout or something. I don't know exactly if that's the entire value of the company, but you get my point, though, right? Like this is the value of the company fluctuating over time. So let's take a look at the weekly chart, just a more summarized viewpoint. You can see that there was some more steeper trend lines, and now price broke it, so that was showing signs of strength, at least in the short term, so that's good. It tells me that the trend is potentially going to reverse soon, or at least flatten out. You can see that the trend was steeper, now it's getting shallower, and eventually it could get shallower again. That's what it's representing and theorizing, so it could flatten out, especially at that maybe measure move target. So again, I don't think we're going to be seeing the 2020 lows, but it is up in the air depending on how we do at the first measure move target at the $40 level. So as of now, it looks like it's headed there. I can see why, because price in the past, when it took off from that level, there was not a lot of support built up, so it can quickly go back down to that level as well. So as right now, it's going to be bearish in the short term and long term, and my $40 price target is currently in play as of right now. So take a look at, that's all I have for NTR on the daily weekly charts. This is the Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.